I went all over town today trying to find white-owned businesses. No luck. So I searched online. Nothing. Nobody labels their businesses as white-owned. When I finally asked why, I was told if we say white-owned, it's considered racist.
A white business owner didn't realize that his store is in a building that's owned by a black man, so he called the police.
This is private property. Can I help you?
Are you the owner?
Can I help you?
Are you the owner?
There's an owner of the building and other people that are renting this.
Are you the owner of this place right here?
I cannot answer that.
Okay. Well, I own the building.
You own the building?
Yes.
Okay, so then why do you ask?
Because I've never met you if you own this place. Are you the tenant?
I'm the tenant.
Okay.
15 minutes later.
We're with them, honestly.
Okay.
Do you have anything that shows you're the owner?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I think it was just a miscommunication, both parties.
Oh, there's no miscommunication on our part. Anyways, sorry you wasted y'all's time. All right.
Let's clarify for
yeah.
the future, so
Thank you, guys.
And to be honest with y'all, I don't give homeless white people no money, because how the fuck did you fuck up white privilege like that? Like, no, I only give it to my sisters and brothers. They the only ones that can fuck it up. We had it the hardest out here. I don't care.
I was kind of humiliated and embarrassed, at the whole situation, because it seemed like it was a racial issue to me.
Clover Police Sergeant Tracy Reed had that experience at a Chick-fil-A restaurant in Augusta, Georgia, while on a work trip a few weeks ago. He and 3 other CPD officers, all of them white, went into the restaurant for breakfast.
We all came into the restaurant together, we rode together, came in the restaurant together, all had the same uniform on, stood in line together. There was never a time that we were not together while standing in line.
They say all 3 white officers were offered a complimentary meal, which they say is often offered to law enforcement at the popular restaurant chain. But when Sergeant Reed got to the register, he had to pay.
He said he had to pay for his meal, and it infuriated me. And I told him, I said, "You want me to go say something?" And he was like, "No, I don't want you to cause a scene." But I could tell by the way he looked that, he just looked down at his plate and he looked really embarrassed and humiliated, which really made me mad.
Eventually, Reed wrote this letter to Chick-fil-A corporate demanding the chain retrain employees at the Augusta location and strengthen corporate-wide policies on compliance with civil rights laws. But Reed and the other officers were not satisfied with the response from the Augusta store manager, which included 2 cards for free meals.
They said that it was perceived that we were embarrassed or that it was a racial incident, which I didn't like, because I know it wasn't perceived. It actually happened.
He's not the only one to perceive it. We all perceived it that way, and it's not even perception, it's what happened. It was a racial issue.
The black community should not return to Target. Jesus Christ. When a corporation benefits from black culture, black dollars, and black loyalty, but retreats the moment equity becomes politically inconvenient, it sends a message about whose support truly matters to them. Maya Angelou once gave the world this timeless warning: when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. For millions in the black community, the retail giant Target has done exactly that. And now, after months of boycotts, declining foot traffic, and attempts to repair its image by throwing crumbs at the black community, the question arises of whether or not now we should return because of said crumbs being thrown at our community. When corporations make choices about justice, equity, and inclusion, they reveal exactly where their loyalties lie. So why should I use my hard-earned money to make them richer and more powerful? I will not. This all started back in January of 2025. Target announced it would end several major diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and goals it had previously set. Target said it was responding to an evolving external landscape and political pressures following policy changes in Washington related to federal diversity programs, thanks to Trump the Chump, also known as the MAGA Initiative, to protect white privilege in place of equality, diversity, and inclusion. Changes included ending certain DEI goals that had been tracked for 3-year cycles, scaling back workforce and supplier diversity initiatives, halting or restructuring programs designed to support Black employees and Black-owned brands, These initiatives were not symbolic gestures. They were created to address inequities in hiring, promotions, supplier contracts, and representation inside this major corporation. When they were eliminated, the message to Black consumers was unmistakable. Our response was swift. Community organizers like myself, preachers, and other community leaders organized boycotts, encouraging Black folks to redirect their spending away from Target and towards Black-owned businesses first, and other businesses that still stood behind diversity initiatives. The economic consequence was just as swift as our Black action. Target's stock dropped significantly, and the company lost more than $20 billion in market value. Sales and foot traffic declined and are still declining since Black consumers pulled their dollars. In the U.S. alone, Black consumers represent roughly $2 trillion in purchasing power, meaning where the community chooses to spend or not spend can move markets. DEI was created because white people couldn't be trusted to hire and promote fairly. So the government had to write it into law. Critics of diversity initiatives often try to distort what DEI stands for, but the concept itself is that straightforward. DEI is not about favoritism, and they all know it. It is about correcting structural barriers that have existed for generations to keep my people at an economic disadvantage. Without intentional efforts to address inequality, systems simply reproduce the inequities already embedded within this racist system. The cycle continues only if we let it. By walking away from Target and other corporations like it, replacing them with Black-owned businesses, we break the cycle for good. We could do away with the need for DEI if Black people were the #1 employer of Black people. Are we ready for that conversation? Are we ready for that solution? The truth is, we are consistently betrayed. For decades, Black consumers have supported major retailers with loyalty and spending power. Target itself once positioned itself as the brand that was progressive and inclusive, pledging billions of dollars toward partnerships with Black entrepreneurs and businesses. That is precisely why the Trump the Chump rollback felt like such a betrayal, because it was. For many in the community, that message cannot simply be erased with marketing campaigns or public relations statements, or getting Jamal Bryant to tell the Black community, it's over, we won. I'm here to tell you it's not over, and we haven't won anything yet. History has already shown us that economic boycotts work. From the Montgomery bus boycott to the modern consumer campaigns, Black communities have long understood that where we spend our money is where our power lives. Every dollar is a vote. Every purchase is a statement, and every boycott is a reminder that corporations do not exist in a moral vacuum. They respond to pressure, accountability, and public opinion, even if that pressure, accountability, and public opinion is coming from Black folks. They didn't think that mattered, and now they know it does. This is a call to Black action. Stand firm against all these cowardly, racist corporations that force their way into our neighborhoods through gentrification, destroying smaller Black-owned businesses. This is a call to the Black community that is not rooted in bitterness. It is rooted in clarity. Support Black-owned businesses that support their community. Invest in companies that invest in equity. And remember the words of Maya Angelou. When they show you who they are, believe them. Target showed us. I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Company under fire with some shocking comments made during an online training seminar. Coca-Cola employees there were reportedly urged to be less white.
People, that's a really racist idea. If you were to put a headline to say, be less Black, people would be rioting in the streets. And although I don't think they're necessarily equal statements, I do think that it's a really dangerous idea to teach young white kids. It's almost as if you're teaching.
Okay, so
I need everybody to save and share this. All my people, all my black people, I need you to save and share this video. I want us, I'm calling for us, for black people, to enter a long-term boycott of all businesses that are financially backing the destruction of our black communities. This is not just about Black Friday. This is a long-term activation. We will no longer give our money to people who want us in chains or want us dead and gone. I have a growing list on my website, blackrevolutionarycollective.com. We need to focus our black dollar in black businesses only. So that's number one. Next thing, where do we go from here? I spoke a little bit in my last video about meeting in private. I am 100% behind meeting, organizing, and strategizing together, but I am not behind anyone who thinks that going live on these platforms and telling our whole strategy to each other online is a smart idea. It is not. It is not the path that I'm taking this. I want us to organize in private, meetings in person and private online meetings. So my plan, this part can be public, it's fine. I have an organization called the Black Revolutionary Collective, and on my website, blackrevolutionarycollective.com, there is a email list that you can sign on to, and you'll put your name, you'll put your email, and your city and state. I will take that information and organize everybody into the group. So I'm from Chicago, so everybody that says they're from Chicago or they're located in Chicago, Illinois, will be grouped up to come to in-person meetings in Chicago. And if you're from somewhere else, if you're from Gary, Indiana, then I will group you up with like-minded individuals in Gary, Indiana, and so forth and so on. If you're in Detroit, Michigan, I will group you up. I will do that work because I do believe we need to be meeting in person. We still need to have an online meeting, but we can make those meetings private as well. What I want to do is have in-person meetings and simultaneously have online meetings, but they will be private. But we cannot strategize publicly. That's just not how this work gets done. This is about us, and it needs to stay about us. Our unity is the only thing that will save us, and don't let anybody deter you from that fact. Now, when we talk about buying black, we're talking about helping each other in this capitalist society. But also what we need to be thinking about is saving money as well. That's why you don't involve yourself in things like Black Friday, that, by the way, have association to slavery. That's where the name came from, by the way. Anyway, you don't need to concern yourself with all of these materialistic things. The reason why you need those name brand clothes, bags, and jewelry is because you have an oppressive mindset. The reason you want what they have is because they have told you over and over again that that is how you are to be accepted into their society. You don't need to be accepted into white America. You need to accept your blackness and love your blackness and love your people and love what your people create. We have all the tools to manifest, rebuild our communities. We have all the tools to protect what we build. All we need to do is combine forces and become a focused instrument for good for our people. And when we do that, there is absolutely nothing we can't do together. I will never give up on my people. I will never believe that we can't. I will never stop. If you are a like-minded individual, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can also email me directly at info@blackrevolutionarycollective.com. You can also DM me on TikTok and give me your email and your name and your city and state, so we can start grouping up for these meetings. I'm ready to do this right now today. So help me. Help me organize us. We'll organize these lists, and we need to start meeting up as soon as possible. We can do this. There's always going to be negativity against unity because they know that our unity is the end of their oppression over our Black people. I will still be a force of knowledge on this platform. The only thing I will not discuss on this platform is strategy. Also, some of you may know that I'm a touring singer-songwriter, so I also plan on using my touring schedule to have pop-up meetings in different cities and states across America. So look forward to that. In Chicago, we will be meeting on the south and west side. I'm looking for locations for the south and west side to have meetings. So if you're from Chicago and you're from the south or west side, please reach out to me. If you have a Black-owned business and you have an actual location where you would open it up to have meetings at, please let me know. I don't care what city or state you're from. We need all the help we can get on where we can meet up. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Y'all need to be supporting Black beauty supply stores all over the nation. The boycott has started. So if you haven't found a Black beauty supply store in your area, this is your call of duty.
Got Star Beauty Plus, Miss Lachelle. What you came and got today? Show me what you.
My hair braid, baby.
There we go. She might get the boho braids. Her birthday coming. Yeah. Cause you
Black women
let them know.
$1 trillion. Black people got $1 trillion in spending power in this country, and we gonna spend it with everybody else. Our businesses could stay in our communities if we supported them.
Yep, and she pulled up. She stood on business.
Yeah.
Instead of boycotting white businesses, what if Black people bankrupted them? In 1960, Hosea Williams led a movement in Savannah, Georgia. The downtown businesses lost $1 million in just 1 month. But what if they kept going and said, you know what, we're going to put you out of business. We're going to bankrupt you and buy the assets. Or we're going to pull that $1 million every single month into economic development for us. What would the movement have looked like? If you want to learn more, check out episode 8 of The Blackjack.
I'm done with marching. We're not marching anymore. The only thing that moves this society is racism and greed. Do not give your hard-earned money back to the people that want you in chains. Black people, we need to boycott. We need to disengage from Black Friday. Hear me again. We need to boycott Black Friday. Unless we are spending our money with Black-owned businesses, we need to boycott Black Friday and focus on definitely never shopping again at Walmart, Chick-fil-A, American Airlines, because they were some of the top donors of the Orange Man's campaign. Actions speak louder than words. You can create action in your everyday life, and I'm here to tell you how. Also, I've heard a lot of people from my last video talk to me about how we built up our society before only to have it burned down and torn apart by racist white people. Black Wall Street was thrown out there. Yes, we built societies in the past, beautiful communities, but what we did not do is protect those societies we built. We did not maintain the protection of what we built, and that is what needs to change. We're not going to talk about how we're going to accurately protect what we build online. We need to get out of the whole realm of telling our whole plan on the internet. We need to go back to the days where we grouped up and spoke in real life, in person. And that's going to take the communities that we come from. That's going to take the churches opening their doors for meetings. Wherever we can group up and meet in person and specifically talk about our strategies to protect our communities by policing the police and watching out for one another and having people walk through the neighborhood to make sure people are getting home safely. These things need to happen in person. I don't want anybody putting out strategies on how to protect our black businesses and our black schools on the internet. We need to do that in person. So we will organize and group up. If you want to group up for that. Stop marching. Group up to talk strategy. Group up in real life to talk strategy. Group up in real life to talk about how we're going to attack all of the problems in our community. We have to get serious and we have to get consistent. So to recap, there is no Black Friday. We're out. The only Black Friday I want to see people talking about is the fact that we're going to make it a point to go out and find black businesses on Black Friday to contribute to. Walmart, you're done. We boycott you. Chick-fil-A, we're done. We boycott you. You want us in chains? We'll put you out of business.
So AfriForum has come out urging its more than 308,000 members to boycott Dis-Chem and support their own local pharmacies. This is after a letter written by Dis-Chem's CEO to his senior management was leaked this past weekend. And in that letter, he was essentially saying that Dis-Chem had started a moratorium or a ban on the employment and promotion of white people in the organization so that the company could reach its transformation targets and avert a potential 10% turnover, fine. That's what he was saying. But guys, the tone of this letter was off and the board has come out apologizing for it. I mean, one of the paragraphs actually read that, remember, we are growing at a fast rate and the few appointments other than white don't cut it. It's the ratio between white and black that counts. So when no suitable black candidate is found and a white is appointed, we need several blacks just to maintain the status quo, never mind moving forward. So guys, man, it was off, But so let me know what you think. The board is apologizing, but essentially they're supporting the policy itself. So let us know what you think. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Listen, please share this, screenshot this, and send it to a friend because we all need to stay up to date on who it is that we need to be boycotting. Because you got companies out here like McDonald's trying to give out free fries, and I think Starbucks is even giving out deals or free drinks. These companies will try anything to get you to continue to spend money there. We are boycotting these companies because they've either sent large donation, have CEO ties, or released statements in support of Israel. 2 screenshots here, so I'm going to get out the way so y'all can do y'all thing.